What IPL 2023 did, besides giving us all the cricketing action, it also gave us a new rivalry. A rivalry which is too new, let's say, in the scheme of things when you look at some of the other rivalries that have been out there. But for a franchise to be just 2 years old, it already has a rivalry. I'm talking about Lucknow Super Giants and the Bangalore Royal Challengers Bangalore. Their rivalry is something that people really enjoyed, and primarily it was because of two characters. These two characters who were seen at the throats of each other in one particular match that was played in Lucknow at the Ikana Stadium. It was Virat Kohli's Royal Challengers Bangalore who emerged victorious, but tempers flared to the extent that both the players were sanctioned. Virat Kohli was charged 100% of his match fees, and Naveen-ul-Haq was docked 50% of his match fees by the match referee. Now, it still remains a suspense as to what exactly happened, but Naveen-ul-Haq, one of the protagonists in the incident that had taken place back in the day in Lucknow, has now spoken for the first time since the spat that he had with Virat Kohli. Ugly scenes over there that we saw between Naveen, Virat and even Gautam Gambhir, and finally now Naveen has spoken about that particular incident. He in fact has gone ahead and blamed a certain Virat Kohli for starting that altercation. What exactly has he said? Let's go ahead and tell you in this story. He says that Virat Kohli should not have said all those things during the match, and after it, I didn't start the fight. After the match, when we were shaking hands, Virat Kohli started the fight, is what Naveen-ul-Haq has to say. For the first time he's spoken, and he's put the blame entirely on Virat Kohli. Now, I just want to take you guys back. When we saw those visuals pan out in front of us, Virat Kohli did seem one of those characters in the middle who did seem to be pacifying or trying to pacify the whole. He looked as one of those who was trying to offer an explanation to Gautam Gambhir. But when these two had a face-off, yes, the tempers had flared and they had a heated engagement of sorts, not just during the time that Naveen is talking about, which is post-match when the teams are shaking hands, during the play as well, during the death overs as well, we saw there being a little bit of an argument or an exchange of words between the two, and Virat could be seen pointing towards his foot. We don't know what to interpret of that, but that is also one of the incidents that had happened, and I want you to remember that as well while you base your opinion as to who's right, who's wrong over there. Let's go ahead and tell you a little more about what Naveen-ul-Haq has said. He said that in that match, I didn't utter a single word, I didn't sledge anyone. Players who were there, they know how I dealt with the situation, is what Naveen-ul-Haq says. So he's offered his explanation as far as him being in that moment is concerned. Yes, there is video evidence of him having some words for Virat Kohli, but let me also remind you of the fact that Virat Kohli was one of the aggressors in that match. He and his body language was a little different that day, and you could see that he was trying to get the better of the opposition and be on top of them, because it was a must-win game for the Royal Challengers Bangalore. And Virat Kohli, we know he likes to wear his heart on his sleeve, and that was exactly the case that day as well. He was making his emotions very, very clear at the Ikana. And lastly, Naveen-ul-Haq also says that I was just shaking hands and Virat Kohli caught my hand forcefully, and I'm also a human being, so I reacted a little. So he's put the blame entirely on Virat Kohli. This is what Naveen-ul-Haq had to say as far as that particular incident is concerned. He says, I wasn't the one who took the fight to Virat Kohli. He is the one to be blamed. He started the whole fight. We haven't heard from Virat Kohli yet. Let's see though. Virat's been very active on social media. Does he respond in some way or the other on social media? That we'll have to wait and watch if Virat Kohli has any sort of a defense or any sort of an argument to offer over here. But Naveen-ul-Haq has offered his explanation. He's given his version now, and he's put the blame entirely on Virat Kohli.